Welcome to the Umbrela Chronicles, accessing file number 249811149RC.
Resident Evil The Umbrella Chronicles is a reboot of the original Resident Evil game, starting with Resident Evil 0 and following the storyline to Resident Evil 3. Reimagined in a rail shooter form, the game holds true to the original story. Keeping to the Resident Evil story, there's not much I can say that we already know. Umbrella makes a virus, the virus causes zombie-like symptoms, there's an outbreak, and before you know it, everyone but you and maybe a few other people are infected. Welcome to Resident Evil. Similar to its brother, the Dark Side Chronicles, Umbrella Chronicles plays like the old-fashioned rail shooters most of us grew up with in gaming arcades. Some people are skeptical about the whole rail shooter concept, but the Wii's motion controls are doing a great job of bringing not only the original rail shooters back to life, but giving new meaning to the word rail shooter.
End of file concerning the outbreak incident in Raccoon City.
The truth behind the rise and fall of
The gameplay is exciting and still has that horror feel, even for a rail shooter. When playing the game, everything worked the way I would think to. Point the Wii remote at the screen to shoot, aim for the head to get critical shots, shoot him in the leg to slow him down. There's a variety of weapons to use, such as SMGs, shotguns, and pistols, of course. There were special things like knives and grenades. To actually knife in the game, all you had to hold was the A button and swing the remote back and forth, like a slashing motion. The game controls were great, and I thought it was a lot of fun. What I liked about this game: there were plenty of collectibles to get throughout playing the level, by destroying crates or killing enemies, and by playing more levels you could unlock new stories, and it was very replayable. The feel of a rail shooter and Resident Evil just seem to go hand in hand. I know some people still aren't thrilled about rail shooters. In case you didn't know, a rail shooter is when you can't move, the camera forces you to go in a particular direction, but you do have choices occasionally, and honestly it does add to the horror factor. And finally, I like the reboot of the story. It's really cool to see a game that you might have grown up with rebooted on a current console such as the Wii. It's really cool for those of us who didn't get the chance to play the games when they first came out to now experience the story, which, by the way, is really good. What I didn't like about this game: there are only a few things I'll mention, and most of them really won't affect your gameplay. But the only three things I could really find that questioned me about this game were the health system could only be used when you've actually picked up a piece of health. You couldn't save it till later to use it when you might need it against a boss. Throughout playing the game you'll find leeches, and they appear to jump on your face, and the only way to really get them off without taking any damage is knifing, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me if you're knifing something that's on your face. And the last little complaint, which is a complaint you'll find in most of my reviews, is a lack of online playability. There's a drop in and out mode for a buddy sitting next to you, which is a lot of fun, but the Wii has an online system, and I feel like games should really start incorporating more online play. That's all I really felt was wrong with this game. The bottom line: Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles gets a solid 7 from me, for its awesome revive of the classic Resident Evil series, its replayability, and the horror rail shooter effect of the game. If you own a Wii, I completely recommend it. It's definitely a buy. If you're not big on the whole rail shooter or Resident Evil, definitely try and rent it. I did, and I turned out to love it. If you're an avid Wii gamer, looking for a shooter, this is your game. For more rented reviews, let's plays, playthrough commentaries, montages, and everything video game content, come check out my channel. There'll be a link in the description. Hope you found this review helpful. Thanks for watching.